Sometimes things happen to us in life and we kind of know what happened. We know who did it, but we just have to let it go. We just have to say, well, I'm not going to do anything about it. I know what happened. I know who did it, but for the sake of relationships or whatever, I'm just gonna let it go. Um, and this is a story about a time when we lived in Haiti. We moved to Haiti and we lived in rural Haiti. We lived as much as possible a normal rural Haitian lifestyle. And after we were there for a period of time, we thought, well, it would be nice to have some chickens. So Pastor Paul went to market and he bought us a rooster and one or two hens, and he told us, now what you do is you tie them to a stake outside your house and you feed them there, and then at night you put them where you want them to roost, and then in the morning before they get up you go out and get them down and bring them back and tie them up again, and you do that for about a week, and then they'll just stay there. They'll stay by your house and they'll eat because that's where you feed them, and they'll roost where you want them to roost. So we wanted them to roost in the mango tree behind our house, and so we would tie them to a stake outside our house, and then in the evening we would put them up in the mango tree. In the morning, before they came down and ran away, we'd go out and get them down and tie them up again. After a week, we let them go, and it worked, and they would roost in the tree and stay around our house. And so we were pretty successful in raising chickens. Pastor Paul helped me to, we had an outdoor kitchen, and Pastor Paul helped me to make a nest in the kitchen for the chicken to lay her eggs. And he said, now when the chicken wants to lay its egg, then you tie her in that nest, and then she'll lay an egg there, and then you leave one egg in the nest, and then every day she'll lay another egg in there. And then you take that egg out and take it in your house. And then one day when you go out to take the egg out of the nest, she's going to be sitting on the nest and she'll peck at you, and then you know she's ready to sit on the eggs. And you get all the eggs out of your house, put them back under her, and she'll hatch them out. So one day we were there, and I didn't know. I said, well, how am I going to know when my chicken wants to lay an egg? Oh, you'll know. You'll know by the way the noise she makes. You'll know that she wants to lay an egg. So we were at our house one day, and Madam Pastor Paul was there, and my chicken was sitting on top of a fence post. And Madam Paul said, your chicken wants to lay an egg. You need to catch your chicken and tie it in the nest. Well, I thought, how does she know my chicken wants to lay an egg? But we better do it. Whoa, we chased that chicken and chased that chicken and chased that chicken. Finally, we caught the chicken. Well, if that chicken wanted to lay an egg uh, before, it certainly lost the desire to do so now. But we tied it in the nest and it laid an egg. And every day it would lay an egg. And when one day I went out to get the egg and it pecked me, and so we put all the eggs back out under the chicken, and she hatched out the chicks. Catching chickens is a skill. Um, we would try when we wanted to butcher a chicken, we would try and catch a chicken, and well, our strategy was to corner the chicken somewhere. Well, the chicken would slip past us, and we would be okay. Then we'd go after it again, and it was pretty amusing for the neighborhood boys to watch us try and catch a chicken. So one day I was trying to catch a chicken, and the neighborhood boys said, Pastor Merle, do you want us to catch your chicken for you? And I said, yeah, that would be good. Well, their strategy to catch the chicken was different from mine. I was trying to trap the chicken in a corner or somewhere where I could get it. Their strategy was they just had a boy run after the chicken. He didn't even try and catch it. He just kept the chicken running. And when he got tired, he would yell to the other boys, and one of them would jump in, and so they kept the chicken running, and the boys would rest. So with a half a dozen boys, they could just keep the chicken going. Finally, the chicken was so tired it just sat down, and they just walked up and picked it up and said, here, Pastor Merle, here's your chicken. I said, thank you. Well, uh, with having about two hens and and a rooster, we could have we could eat chicken once a week, and we could give one chicken away every week. But the chickens were kind of uh, skinny. They weren't heavy chickens. They were good chickens, and the meat was good, but there wasn't a lot of meat on the chickens. And we thought it'd be nice to have chickens that are a little heavier, so that if I get a heavy rooster, uh, then I would have bigger chickens. So we got this little rooster chick, heavy chick, and we named him Napoleon. And Napoleon was pretty helpless. He was so chubby that he couldn't fly up into the tree, into the mango tree. Our other little chicks, we put a ladder up into the tree, and they would hop from one rung to another, and they would hop up into the tree and get up to the branches. Well, Napoleon couldn't do that. He couldn't even hop up the ladder. So every night we would have to get him, and we would have to carry him up and put him on the branch in the mango tree. And then in the morning we'd have to go out and get him and bring him down. And he grew and grew, and he was a really nice rooster, and nice heavy rooster. This is good. We're gonna have some heavier chickens. Well, Napoleon finally got old enough that he could fertilize the eggs, and so we had our first batch of heavier chickens. And oh, everybody knew about Napoleon because he was there, uh, and he was the only chicken like that in Kajak, and everybody knew about Napoleon. And so one day Napoleon was missing, and couldn't figure out where's Napoleon. What happened to Napoleon? And I looked and looked for Napoleon. I couldn't find him anywhere. And I started asking people, what happened to Napoleon? And at my house, when people would be at my house, and I'd ask them, what happened to Napoleon? Where's Napoleon? And they would all say, somebody ate him. And they all pointed their heads in the same direction. So I knew who ate him. I knew that one of my neighbors ate him. So I asked Pastor Paul, what should I do? Like, I know who ate my chicken. Everybody in the community knows who ate my chicken. Everybody knows who ate Napoleon. Should I go over to that neighbor and just talk to them about them having eaten Napoleon? And he said, no, no, don't do that. Um, it won't solve anything. Napoleon's gone. They ate him. And so you just need to let it go. So I did. And I didn't say anything to my neighbor. I didn't say anything to anybody. I knew that my neighbor ate Napoleon. My neighbor knew that they had eaten Napoleon. Everybody in the community knew that my neighbor ate Napoleon, but it was okay. And we still had chickens. We had enough of food. Everything was okay. And I didn't need to accuse my neighbor of eating Napoleon.